Alrighty, so we are in Create with Code in Unity and in lesson one, lesson 1.1, unit one, lesson 1.1. In steps three, some of this is about just understanding how to navigate through your window. So, how to focus if for some reason you've zoomed out too far, or how to zoom in. I think this is kind of really important that you might write notes of this in your notebook. Even screenshot this and print it out, save this. This is so important for you to come back to. So many people need this for future reference. So take a snippet of it, write it in your notebook, take a minute to pause this video and write this down. I swear this will be so, so important for you to come back to. So if you don't have this down already, please, please, please have this information. I do want to demonstrate what this means. So I could be on my car here, and if I zoom way out, for some reason I get way out here some way. And if I want to be on my car, I could click in the hierarchy. I click away from it, let's say, and I click on the vehicle in my hierarchy. I'm in my, if I don't know how I got here, I don't know where things are. I could be way over here and zoomed out super far for some reason. And I'm like, I don't know how to get back to my world. I'm out here some crazy way. If I click on the vehicle in my hierarchy over here, that grabs that vehicle. And then if I hit F on my keyboard, so I'm tapping the F key on my keyboard. Well, I think I need to be in here. There you go. So I'm just pointing my mouse at it. So I'm pointing my mouse here. So let me go ahead and do that again. So I'm going to zoom out. I'm going to zoom out. So again, when I'm zoomed out, and I make sure I click on it. I'm going to go and click on the obstacle this time. So I'm clicking on the obstacle over here. Once I've done that, I need to make sure I point my mouse over here in this area again. I can't leave my mouse over there. I need to point my mouse in this area over here, and then I click F on my keyboard, and it focuses in on that object. So you'll see that that really focuses in on that object, and that's so very helpful when you get to that. So that's so important. That's the biggest one that I want you to take home, take back, get out of that actual lesson. So that's the biggest takeaway from all of this, is this press F once you're focused. The WS, when you control your vehicle, you can control it with the WSA and D, is one to move your vehicle around when you're actually playing it. Again, you can use the arrows on your keyboard again. And that will, that's another one for you to take home with you as well. You can use either the W, A, S, and D, if you're familiar with that in any kind of games you might have played online. And then also the arrows on your keyboard also work. And you may end up using one hand for one and one hand for the other, like up and down or left and right. Yeah, so take a look at those, hang on to those. And I think that's where we're at with that. So the next thing that we are going into as we go into lessons 5, 6, and 7. So that information again was back on, I think that was back on lesson 3, step 3 that I was just now talking about. As we go into lesson 5 now is where we're at in this, is we want to talk about how to locate the camera when the game runs. So when we play run, nothing's really going to go anywhere because we don't have any objects playing in the game. So don't be surprised when you actually play. So let's go ahead and pull the game up. And when I go to the game window, so the game, when I hit play, I can't really see anything right now. Oh wait, I guess it was gonna play. So when I hit the play button here, play and stop are the same button. So when I hit play, the game window pops up and it shows me where the camera is. So be clear on this. The stop, this is not stop, that's pause. So please don't just hit pause thinking that you're actually stopping. That is not stop. Stop is the same as play. So be sure and hit play again, and that will stop it. I'm gonna go ahead and zoom back out so I can see this here. If you saw where the camera was when you hit the game window, you can also hit the game window here. It'll show you what it looks like. So hitting the game window here, you'll see what that is. In the scene view, you'll see this little icon of a camera right here, and that's the camera, the way that it's looking at your car. If I click on the camera here, I'll see this main camera show up. Also too, again, I can just click on main camera here. So if I'm on the vehicle, I can click on the icon up here in the hierarchy of main camera, and it will show this to me. Now, Carl will talk about moving these in and out and moving these back and forth. I know for a lot of students, if you try and click on these, a lot of times you'll end up grabbing the road and the pieces of the road, and it tends to like get really difficult to do. Like, how do you grab this? So I like to do these things. So if you're going to reposition the camera and you're really struggling with this, select camera in the main camera up here. So this is a few steps. You can play around with it all you want, like move it up and down and see this main camera here. Like move it all you want to, kind of, go under the ground, go above the ground. I'm going to have you do a couple things here. This is how I like to position the camera. So if you're really struggling with it, and if you're following this because you wanted to mess with the camera, I like to use the positions. So we've talked about positions in our previous, when we went through our previous units before we jumped into Unity. Positioning. I'm going to go ahead and zero out the positions, and I'm actually going to put it with the car. So 0, 0, 0. Now, where is this? If you look at this main camera, where is it? It's under the car right now. The other thing, it has a rotation on the Y. We really don't need to rotate it right now. So I'm going to bring that Y rotation back to 0, and you'll see now it's facing forward. What I do want to do though, and the position is, I do want to bring it up on the Y. Now you could grab this green arrow if you want to and drag it up and see what you got till you get to the top of the car, and see where you are on that. So if I get it to the top of the car, I'm good, right? The other thing too is I probably want to bring it backwards behind the car. So if you want to bring it up to like a 3 on the Y, and you're about where you want to be on this, it's up to you. You can drag it up on the green. You can mess around with that. You can say 5. You can mess around with the numbers if you want to see what you come up with. So again, mess around with numbers. I like to mess around with numbers compared to these. And it depends on what car you have too. So your number might be different than my number because of the car that you have. You might have the bus or the tank, and it might be different. The other thing is we want to be back and see the whole vehicle. So that's that Z. Now, as I mentioned before, back on this Z is backward, so it is a negative number. So you want to start to mess around with the Z number. You can actually grab this if you want to and move it backwards until we get to the back of the car. And so if it's a -4, -5, depending on your vehicle, till you see the back of the car. Once you do that, so if you were to type in -4, or again, just moving it back, you might need to go up some more. Now, the other thing too that I want you to pay attention to is that rotation. The rotation that we have right now is a 5 on the X. Now that means it's tipped down on the X. Remember, if we did a -90, it would be tipped straight down on the ground. We don't want to tip it down all the way. We want to tip it down some more. So maybe we want to tip it down, see what happens if we tip it down some more. So maybe we change that to a 7 and see what happens. Maybe we need some more, maybe tip it down 10. I don't know. Does that tip it down too much? Actually, it's not too bad. So you figure out what works out well for you. As a viewer, can you see the car? Do you need to go back more? And if you were to be following this car, is that a good view for you? I want to make sure you see the car and the road. once you think you have it right, this number you kind of want to pay attention to, because these are the numbers that you're going to use for your coordinates later when he gives you specific coordinates to use. I'm going to go ahead and click on the game view, and I'm going to look and see. That actually looks pretty good to me. I'll be able to see the obstacles as I come up on it. I might even still go up a little bit higher, and then also tip down a little bit, because I still kind of want to. So I might go down to like a 12 and see, again, looking at game view. That actually looks really good to me. I might move back a little bit on the Z, because I still maybe want to see more. So it's up to you as to, you can always adjust this, right? Because it's right here. Do you want to do this before you, or you can actually, I should say this. When you start to do the hard coding of this, you're going to pay attention to these numbers here. So the X is putting it right in line with the game. So that's your 0 on the X. And then the Y and the Z is what you mess around with. So again, get that positioning right for your camera. And that's going to be how you follow the game. Now, you're going to find out, like, when you first start to program this, it's going to like put it right underneath the car again until you actually do an offset. And the offset, when you do the offset, you're going to grab these numbers right here. So remember that that is the offset right there. I'm going to make sure in my scene view, I'm going to go ahead and save this. And let's see if we're going to do some more on this or not. There's one last thing that we're going to do in this lesson 1.1, and that's changing our layout. So right now, I hate having to switch back and forth between scene and game. That's really frustrating, and I also don't necessarily like, this isn't as convenient of a layout. Like, I feel like there's a lot of real estate down here that's being wasted. So we're going to rearrange this whole window according to what Carl suggests. And I want everybody to do this. Save it, and then if you decide that you want to change it later, you certainly can. I got this bright light on my chin here. So we're going to go over here toward the word layout up here in this top corner. Oh, I need to rearrange my screen a little bit. Okay, that's better. In our layouts up here in this upper right hand corner, if we click on that, you're going to see the word tall. In the word, we're going to click on tall, and it's going to change some things here. This isn't quite ready yet. Where scenes is, behind scenes, there's game. We're going to grab that tab and drag it down. Just keep dragging till it drops below scenes. So you have scenes, then you have game. And so you have scenes and then game, and then in projects you'll see that in projects, you'll see 3 dots next to the lock. So don't click on lock, but you want to click on the 3 dots next to it and choose one column. A lot of students miss this step. So again, in projects, in the projects tab, next to the lock, you're going to see one column. When you select one column, you'll be ready. Now, the other thing that I want to point out is when you do that, what you won't see is when you have these different things, those are not going to show up in here anymore, but they are actually showing up down here. You can actually drag this up and see, I'm grabbing this. I know how that's not wanting to grab. I can't grab it. Honestly, if you grab this and move it up, I'm down here in this area behind my head. I like how that's not really working. What? I can't seem to grab it. It's not going up. Well, I clicked on it and it expanded it. And it's behind my head. Let me see if I can move my head up. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Let's move my head out of the way. So there is where the different things are. So again, if you can expand this, I think I did it just by clicking on the words and expand it. So then I can see what those obstacles are, or the vehicles, and so on and so forth. So I can, if I wanted to change stuff. So those are right there. That's going to be handy for later. Once you have those things, then where you went to tall, click on tall again and click on save layout. When you click on save layout, call it my layout, or Yeah, so you can call it mine, my layout, however you want to do it. Um, and then click on save, and then you'll have this. Now you can call it school layout or call it whatever you want to, because maybe you want a third layout. Like for me, I've got 3 monitors here, so I might actually have my game window on a completely different window, and I might keep it that way. So that I might call that something else, or I might have these on a different window, and so there's might be some different layouts that I might use. And we'll talk later about what it means to maximize on play and why or why not you might want to use that. But for now, this is what we need to do. So that actually finishes up lesson 1.1. Yeah, that's what we should do. And you should be able to finish this within this first week of class, within our first two days of our class.